Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am using my TBR jar to help me pick my March TBR. This is honestly my favorite time of the month. These are some of my favorite videos to watch, and I feel like it's my favorite video to make as well. Not that I've made a ton, but this is definitely one of my favorites overall. I just love to see what gets randomly picked and how that helps decide your fate. First, I do want to go through the books that I am currently in the middle of reading. I think I'm just going to pick 2 off of my physical TBR, but that's because the ones I'm in the middle of right now are a little bit on the thicker side and I am a slow reader. On my Kindle, I have been reading Daggermouth by H.M. Wolf. And this book has been taking the internet by storm. Everybody seems to be reading it or talking about it recently, and I actually chose this as my March book club pick over on Fable, which I just started. So if you want to join and you want to read along, talk about our thoughts together, please do. The link is going to be in the description. But this is an adult dark dystopian romance, which I cannot say I've ever read all of those elements together in a book before. Really the only dystopian books I've read is The Hunger Games and technically Ready Player One, but that's it. And this has such an addicting quality to it so far. It's the type of book that makes you want to keep reading it, like makes you want to binge it. I just have not had the time to do that. But it is about the heir of the president of this world, who is not a good man at all, and somebody who is considered a rebel from like the lowest class section of this world. And she is sent on a mission to assassinate the heir. So I think this is going to be very action-packed and very interesting. So I'm looking forward to continuing it when I have the chance. I am so excited too because I got this physical copy. This is technically the indie copy of it because this is going out of print. And it's already becoming very hard to find, but I did find it at Books A Million. It is being traditionally published though and will be re-released in September, but of course the cover will likely look different. This one is very cool. Honestly, I feel like it has such a distinct cover and it's very cyberpunk-esque. Then physically, I am reading Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. This is such a raved about series. This is the first book of the series, and it is about Magnolia and BJ. They are essentially in a very toxic relationship on and off. And I guess it's just following them. It feels very Gossip Girl-esque. If you like Gossip Girl, you may be into it. And I will say I am hating the characters. I am loving the writing. So hopefully there's some good character progression in this. And the third book I have started is Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. This is me continuing the Throne of Glass series. It's the 4th book. I read Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, and The Assassin's Blade in that order. And I got the audiobook for this through Libby so that I could listen and follow along on my Kindle. I have the entire bundle of all the books on my Kindle just because these hardcovers are heavy to hold. I know that's such a third world problem, but it's the truth. I feel like, similar to the other books, this is going to be a lot of build-up, and I'm just hoping it's worth it in the end, so I will persist and continue to read. Alright, now let's use my TBR jar to pick 2 more physical reads off of my TBR cart. I really need to pare down this cart, and as much as I say I am not going to buy more books until I do that, I did just order more from Book of the Month. So I'm not sticking to my word very well. This is also going to be a suggestion for my TBR. There is no guarantee I'm going to read all of the books that I put on this list, but again, I just think it's so much fun to pick them out. And I do have high hopes for picking out a certain one on this cart. It's time to pick our first prompt. Cue the suspenseful music. As usual, you get to see it first. It says, choose a book with a 2-word title. I wish it said 1 word because of the book I want to pick, but let me go through and see what the options are. Alright, well, it turns out I have so many books on this TBR cart that are 2-word titles. So I am going to go through all of them, really. I only did not pull the ones that are very specifically seasonal reads. Like, I know I want to read them during a certain season of the year, but let's go through the rest. We've got Normal People by Sally Rooney, Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey, Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan, Anxious People by Frederick Bachman, Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, Twisted Love by Anna Huang, Lovely War by Julie Berry, The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, Silver Elite by Danny Francis, Love Theoretically by Ellie Hazelwood, The Women by Kristen Hanna, Hello Stranger by Catherine Senner, Romantic Comedy by Curtis Sittenfeld, and Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. Here is what I'm going to rule out to help myself here. I'm going to take out any books that feel too similar to other books that I have read recently, which is going to be Silver Elite by Danny Francis, because I am reading Daggermouth, which is a dystopian romance, and this is also a dystopian romance, and Love Theoretically by Ellie Hazelwood, because I just read her STEM novellas recently. Then I think I'm going to take out the books that I know are going to be like contemporary romances with quite a bit of spice in them. I'm spiced out as of recently. I don't want to read that much of it, and I will be reading it in some of my other books this month, so let me take those out. And those are Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. I'm not really sold on Tessa Bailey either, so I don't know if I'm ever going to find the motivation to read this one, and Twisted Love by Anna Huang. Those are out. Ninth House I do feel like I need to read in the fall, so I am also going to eliminate this one. Now the other thing is I have been dying for a 5-star read again. I haven't had one in months. So what I think I want to do is use that as my final way to narrow this down. I want to leave it to the books out of this pile that I think could be 5-star reads. So with that, I will eliminate Romantic Comedy. I think this has kind of low ratings and I haven't heard the best things, but I've had it for a while. Hello Stranger by Catherine Senner, which I feel like has kind of mixed reviews, I'm taking out. Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I feel like this could be really, really good. I think it might read a bit young though. So for that reason, I kind of want to wait on that. The Women by Kristen Hanna. Listen, people rate all of her books really highly, but I haven't seen as many 5-star ratings for this one, especially compared to The Nightingale, which is also in this pile. Lovely War is similar to the Kristen Hanna's in that it's a historical fiction, but I have not heard as many people talk about this one as I have with The Nightingale, which I feel like is a strong 5-star contender. Others that I think could also be 5 stars is Normal People by Sally Rooney and Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. Anxious People I am unsure about because I did read My Friends and it was not my favorite book. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great. So I am also going to leave this out of my final pile. Decisions. All right, I decided I'm going to eliminate Divine Rivals this time around because I feel like this might be better read in the full time. Also because these two I feel like are more on my priority to be read list. Normal People by Sally Rooney and The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. Guys, the other thing is both of these books are on my 26 books to read in 2026. The question is, which one do I read first? I'm thinking to go with The Nightingale just because I have heard some mixed things about Normal People. I know Sally Rooney's writing style isn't for everyone, but The Nightingale I probably heard even more just complete 5-star rave reviews about. And thinking about the genres I've read recently, I have not read much historical fiction. So I'm going to go with The Nightingale. Am I scared? Yes. Is it going to emotionally destroy me? Yes, but that's what I love. All right, let's pick my second and last prompt. This one says, choose a book which has a season in the title. Listen, I do love a seasonal read. But do I have any books with a season in the title? I really don't believe that I have anything that fits this prompt at the moment, so let's pick another. Choose a book that is the last book you bought. Technically, the last physical book I bought is Daggermouth, which is already on my list and I'm already reading. So I'm checking to see the one I bought before that. Okay, it's looking like the most recent purchase book I have that is not Daggermouth is The Future Saints by Ashley Winstead. This one I chose as my January book of the month and have not dived into yet. I've heard it compared to Daisy Jones and the Six, which is all I needed to hear to be sold on getting it because I love Daisy Jones and the Six. It is a 5-star book for me, and I also loved the show. So I think this is going to be similar, but I'm hoping I will enjoy it just as much. This is the lineup for March. It's looking stacked, but it's looking very promising at the same time. I really need a 5-star read here soon, so hopefully that will happen for me this month. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.